Hi flute friends, I'm Claudia, the principal flutist of the DSSO, and I'm here to talk today about your audition music for the Youth Symphony. And I'm happy to be able to play through a few things for you and hopefully show you a few tricks that might help you to have a successful audition. So the first thing is the scales, and anytime you're playing scales, you really want to be steady. So they said that the scale should be at least at 80, and I would implore you to try not to go too fast. You can play either 1 octave or 2 octaves on the scales, whatever works best for you at the level that you're playing at right now. So it could go something like this. Or a little faster if you're more advanced. And they want you to slur part of it and tongue part of it, so just choose whichever one you want to do. The other thing they want is a chromatic scale, and if you can do the full range of the flute, that would be awesome. So that, I sometimes like to think in groups of 6 or groups of 4 for that. Obviously, you can take a breath at the top if you need to. If you have to breathe, I would try to breathe somewhere that it makes sense. The other thing is, if you don't know all the high notes yet, or maybe the low notes aren't so comfortable, you don't always have to start on C. It's a chromatic scale, so it can kind of start anywhere. So like if you wanted to play 2 octaves F to F or G to G, if that's what you can do the best, I think that would be fine. You might check with someone, but I think I would be happy with that if I was listening to your audition. So if you're in the concert orchestra or hoping to be in the concert orchestra, you get to play Beethoven 1, which people don't play very often, and it's a great little piece. And I always like to look at the excerpt and think, what are they trying to say, or what are they going to listen for in this excerpt? And I think you have a lot of dynamics that you can do, and I think you have a lot of texture that you can do of short notes and the sforzando notes, and also just, once again, same as the scales, anytime you're playing an audition, steady rhythm. So this is not too fast, it's nice, be sure you count the rest. And it should go a little like this. So you'll notice I didn't overdo the sforzando notes, and I really try to keep in mind that it's Beethoven. Everyone in the orchestra is playing at this point, so it's not that you have to do a big, giant, loud note. You just have to make a little emphasis on the sforzando notes. Now, if you're going to audition for the Youth Symphony, you get to play one of my favorite pieces, which is Dvorak 8, and there's a couple things to know before we jump in. The beginning of this, everyone plays together, and it's really like a little kind of funny march, and it should be just really steady, but kind of a little like, little forest creatures or something, doing a march. Then when it gets to D, that's the flute's time to shine, and that usually speeds up just a tiny bit when you're playing it in the orchestra. So if you hear me doing that, that's why. And again, you don't have to do a ton with the accents. They're really at the beginning on the downbeats. And if you think of just placing those downbeats, I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 after D. If you just play those accents, not super heavy, but think of everything that's not accented as being a little bit lighter. That kind of helps these not to feel like you have to hammer them out. And that measure I just played, I usually, the second time through, you'll hear me sneak in some breaths, and we can kind of talk about that, or you can listen to this a couple times. I do my breathing so that the D, at the long D that happens at letter D, and then that long D that happens after the second ending, I always try to play those so that that is not broken up. So I don't breathe after those notes ever. Some people do, that's not wrong. But it's just my personal preference to keep that phrase as one phrase. So let's try to play a little Dvorak. Again, this is a beautiful, beautiful, fun thing to play. So I think when you get to letter D, really let it sound like, you know, it's the flute's time, and it's like a beautiful, almost like a happy solo. So I try not to get, that's why I try not to get too heavy on the accents. There's a lot of them there, but I think if you just think that this is happy and cheerful and fun, and always steady, always with good rhythm, but it's not too serious, so have some fun with it. I hope you're all staying well, and I hope to see you at a DSSO concert sometime. Good luck on your audition. Bye-bye.